Hi, I'm Richard Stuebi. I am the BP Fellow for Energy and Environmental Advancement at the Cleveland Foundation. My background is totally in the energy industry. I've been both in the what I call now the conventional energy industry and then also in the advanced energy industry for 20 years. Have degrees in economics from MIT and Stanford. In the past couple years, I've been focusing my career here in Cleveland on helping build an economic cluster in advanced energy businesses and technologies. What drives me to be passionate about what I do is the recognition that we as a species, as a human race, face probably two of the greatest challenges our species has ever faced in its multi-thousand-year history, and they both relate to energy. One is we are absolutely addicted to oil. We rely on it for almost everything that we do, particularly in terms of mobility, but also in terms of materials and plastics and processed goods. And yet oil is getting increasingly scarce, and it's located in parts of the world that tend not to be very favorable or friendly to the United States. So we need to figure out a way to move off of oil, and there's not a very easy transition path off of that. The second major challenge that we as a species face is climate change. We are wreaking considerable damage on this planet and at an increasing and accelerating rate. And with increased fossil fuel burning, both oil and coal for power generation, we are putting more and more emissions up into the air that is causing an increasing, accelerating rate of change in the climate, not just temperature increases, but temperature extremes and storms. Such that we are going to change all of the ecosystems on this planet in the next 50 to 75 years. So we need to move away from a fossil fuel economy, both in terms of mobility and in terms of power generation, and in terms of national and geopolitical security. These are going to be daunting tasks for the human species, but I guess I tend to look at this not from the glass half empty side, but the glass half full side. If we recognize and anticipate this challenge, it actually is an economic opportunity. We can reinvent our society, we can reinvent ourselves as a species, we can reinvent our economy. What it does mean, though, is being willing to let go of the notions of the industrial economy of the past 50 or 100 years based on excessive consumerism and very wasteful and inefficient ways of doing things. There's going to be an increased imperative for more awareness on energy and environmental matters, an increased sensitivity about energy consumption and about consumption in general, and an increased willingness on the part of the American consumer to accept high energy prices as the norm. One of the interesting things I see in the conversations today, even as recently as in the past couple of days, you have the two of the three presidential candidates saying we need to cut or eliminate gasoline taxes for a while to give the American consumer a break. And actually that's kind of driving the thinking the wrong way. What we need to do is not cut Americans a break on energy prices by foregoing tax collection for a little while. What we need to get the American consumers to recognize is that energy prices are going up, and they need to become more accustomed to and adaptable to higher energy prices. We have huge consumer changes, behavioral changes, economic changes. These will necessitate new technologies. These will necessitate new businesses to make these technologies and install and use these technologies. And that's really the opportunity for Cleveland to reinvent itself. Cleveland is a city that reached its peak in the mid-20th century. It's hollowed out since that time, which a lot of people say is a bad thing, and certainly looking through the lens of today it is. But we have the opportunity in the next 30 to 50 years to refill, to infill, to redesign a city that isn't designed very well right now, but could, with concerted effort and dedication and care and commitment over the next 50 years, redesign itself in a way that is going to be compatible with the late 21st century realities. What we are doing at the Cleveland Foundation, and I'm leading activities to do, is to set in place policies that will promote that, educate the public so that they can be aware of these opportunities and these changes as they're coming, work with the business community to help them grasp the magnitude of the economic opportunities and begin seizing them here, and working with the academic institutions, K through 12, workforce, universities, to begin positioning our populace in the future to be moving into this world boldly. It's going to be a challenging ride. It's not going to be a ride for the weak and the squeamish, but frankly we have no other choice. It's the ride we've inherited. A lot of people would say that, you know, my parents were born in the mid-20s, and they lived through the Depression and World War II, two of the great challenges of the 20th century. They didn't ask for that, but they got it, and they dealt with it well. The people who are, you know, born in the 60s and 70s, they didn't ask for climate change. They didn't ask to be in a world where we were dependent upon a commodity like oil that we're running out of. They didn't ask for that, but they got it, and we're going to have to deal with it. I think we can. I'm excited about it. So let's roll up our sleeves and work with it.